David Cameron, immigration pledge in tatters, as net immigration stands at 298,000. David Cameron has failed in his pledge to slash immigration after figures show that net flow into the country in the last year stood at 298,000. The figure is a huge embarrassment for the Prime Minister and means immigration is higher than it was when he took office. He won power on a no ifs, no buts election pledge to bring net migration, the difference between those arriving and those leaving in the UK, to below 100,000. I have said many times that David Cameron can do nothing about immigration from within the EU because, and I will say it again, we do not govern ourselves. Successive governments have, without the knowledge or the mandate from the people, i.e. in secrecy, they have handed the power to govern our own country to an unelected cabal called the EU Commission. And unless we get a grip of our immigration, this country will fall apart even more. And by saying that, I am no way being racist. Don't you fucking dare call me a racist for saying that we're full. Have you ever been to a fun fair? Have you ever been on a roller coaster ride? Well, when the roller coaster ride is full, they stop people going on it. You don't see people hanging off the side, do you, as the roller coaster's going round, because the people who run the roller coaster are in fear of being called a racist, so they let them on. It's utterly ridiculous to somehow link the fact that we're full with being racist. Grow up! My child came back from school the other day and said he had to use a bloody ruler, yes, a ruler, in music, because there weren't enough recorders to go round. That's the true story of this government. That's what's happening. This is why we have to get a grip of what is going on in politics in the UK. People need to grow up about immigration. I don't care what colour you are. I don't care where you're from. But I do care that too many people in this country will collapse it. Unless, of course, you're a banker. Which brings me on to this article. RBS paid out $421 million in bonuses in 2014 despite $3.5 billion in losses. Royal Bank of Scotland has revealed it handed out $421 million in bonuses in 2014 as it reported the 7th consecutive year of losses and appointed Sir Howard Davis as its new chairman. RBS has lost over £50 billion since the financial collapse. 50 billion, not million, billion. The state still owns about 80% of this bank and they still have the audacity to pay fucking bonuses. We should have clamped down on this as a society ages ago. We should have put so much pressure on the banking talent that will go elsewhere if they don't get paid really well. We should have put so much pressure that they had no choice but to piss off elsewhere. Look, banks gambled, they lost, we picked up the bill, they carry on regardless. But it gets even worse. UK finance sector bonuses to top 100 billion since the financial crisis. Bonuses paid out by banks and insurers since the start of the financial crisis are set to top 100 billion this year, according to the Robin Hood tax campaign. As this year's bonus season is in full swing, the campaign has analysed data from the national statistics. It shows that bonuses paid out in the financial sector have reached 91 billion since October 2007. This figure is likely to exceed 100 billion by the end of the financial year. Here's the fucking recovery that George Osborne speaks of. You want to know why nobody feels the recovery? That's because it's in the banking sector and the insurance sector where they get money for robbing us. And on top of that, they're carrying on regardless as if nothing happened in 2007/8. And this banker-loving government won't do anything. And I tell you why, it's because once they know their game is up, the likes of Osborne and Cameron, they're going to leave government and they'll become some sort of consultant, reaping the rewards from the banking sector for the policies they put in place when they were in government. It's an utter disgrace and it should be stopped Now, I'm no socialist, but this crony capitalism is far worse than socialism. Allowing select groups to run amok whilst government facilitate it is utterly criminal. What are we going to do about it? What are we going to do when the next financial collapse happens and they get bailed out again? And guess what? They carry on regardless, again, and they get billions in bonuses, again. When will enough be enough?